Hi, this is Manish Patel from Ichimoku Today is January 6, 2014. This is our first bi-weekly video for the global stock markets for 2014. So we're going to pretty much go for a lot of different instruments. We've actually added a couple of world markets to our list that we didn't have before, so we'll definitely be expanding this list as we move forward. We're pretty much going to start off with doing Europe, then we'll transition into Middle East, then go to Asia, and then we'll cover North and South America. Okay, normal procedures. Disclaimer: this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or sell any particular instrument. All the charts today you're going to see in this video is going to be from eSignal. Okay, and here are our contact details here, where you could email us at info@eiicapital.com, or you could call us at any one of these office locations here, or you could sit there, go to ichimokutrade.com, access any of our free videos, sign up for a free trial for multiple time frame email alerts, access our blog where we put trades of the week, Twitter feeds, Facebooks, and various other resources that are free out there. So you could pretty much find that on ichimokutrade.com. Okay, so let's go straight to the charts. Let's pull up eSignal here. What we're going to do is we're going to first start off in Europe. We're going to start off and we're going to look at the UK market. As you can see for the UK market, it's really doing nothing at all right now except consolidating. It's consolidating here between 64.42 and 68.79. It's been holding the middle ground here at 66.21, but it's just pretty much consolidating. It's got a high probability of trying to come up to here. If it doesn't come up to here and starts making a move down, you have your resistances that are going to be going down lower, which is not going to be good for this for the UK market at all. So it really needs to sit there and hold the support at 65.68 and not go below that at all, and try to retest this high. If it could retest the high, then maybe it could have a chance of breaking out. But right now it does not look that way at all, and you kind of need to see exactly what's going to happen with this one. This really needs to get back to 6800 and then make a move to 68.79 without going below 65.68. So the major support on this is going to be 65.68. Major resistance on this is going to be 68.79. Next market we're going to look at is Ireland. This is one of our new markets here that we're going to be putting up here. You can see from here, from the Ireland market here, this is nicely trending here, bullish. And I'll just shrink this down. Okay, that didn't work. So just shrink this down, and you could see here, based on the chart, let's just enlarge this, make this easier, that the Ireland market is not at all-time high, unlike everyone thinks so. What we're going to do is we're going to mark this resistance here. So that's a resistance, that's a major resistance for the Ireland market right there, which is roughly about right here. So 65.53 is going to be its first major resistance it's going to run into here. There's a lot of minor resistances all the way up here. There's one here. It's actually at one right now, but I think it can at least get to 63.53 by this year sometime. So because it's still got a lot of strong momentum on both the daily and weekly. And you can see here from the daily here, it came to the cloud, bounced off the bottom of the cloud, took off, and is starting a bullish trend again here. But so the Ireland market definitely is showing signs of being bullish right now, unlike the UK, which is consolidating. So this does have the ability to get up there. Support on this one's going to be 58.05. Next we're going to cover is Germany. If you come over to the German market here, let's increase this here. You can see it's nicely trending here. Broke the resistance at 93.81. Really that should be around 93.01. Broke that resistance and sitting there pretty much hanging around above that right now. Really not doing anything. It's kind of consolidating. The more it consolidates, the more momentum it's going to take from the bulls, which is not good at all. So this thing really needs to sit there, hold the support at 93.01 and go higher. If it doesn't hold that, then it'll at least have the ability to pull back to at least about here, which is going to be about 86.50, which would be the first fallback level for this German market. Next is France. If you look at France, really not doing anything at all. In fact, it's actually weakening now. You can see the daily looks like one big chaotic mess. But basically, it's held the resistance at 43.31. Supporting this guy is going to be right around 4,000, let's just say. And it does have a high probability right now, the way it's looking, with the resistance is going down, as it's trying. It looks like a high probability of coming down to 4,000 and retesting that. Once it gets to 4,000, that's going to be a key level to see exactly what happens. If it breaks for that, then basically a major pullback will start to occur for the France market, but it does definitely look bearish to at least get down to that level. Next is Spain. Spain here is bullish trend here, kind of consolidating at the top right now. Support is minor support is going to basically be 96.61. Major resistance is 99.49, and then you got your major support here, which is around 88.05. As long as this thing stays above 88.05, the bullish trend will be remaining. Ideally, you kind of want it to hold the minor support at 96.61 and break the 99.59. If it does, it'll sit there and go to a whole new level higher. You can see from the daily time frame, if it could sit there and break this minor resistance level 99.49, both the daily, weekly, and all the lower time frames are going to trend, so that will support it to go higher to a whole new leg higher. So definitely keep an eye on this one in the next couple of weeks and see exactly what happens with that one. Portugal is next. If you look at Portugal, this is bullish trending here. We'll open up the higher time frame here, since this is the first time we're analyzing this. If you look here, this is kind of hanging around a major resistance here. Once it breaks there, there's another one there, and there's a lot more going all the way up. But these are pretty much the resistances it's going to run into. It's still not retested the high, which is pretty much around 14,024, but it slowly looks like it's traversing across to get there. And if you look at the daily time frame, it's very strong too. So believe it or not, this does have a high probability of getting to 14,000 in it this year in 2014. It may undergo a pullback. If it does, the minor pullback level will be 12,899. Will be the minor pullback level, but it's got to hold that level to keep on trending up. The major pullback level support, which is going to be 11,939. Next is the Italian market. Italian market's not really doing anything here. Broke out resistance here, trended up, it's kind of hanging around, and it really should have sat there and kept on going, but it ran into a major resistance around 19,514. Support on this guy is going to be roughly about right here, which is going to be 17,184. So it's really not going to do anything until it breaks one of those two values. Right now it is trying to make a move towards the resistance, so what to see exactly what happens there. Next is Switzerland. If you look at the Switzerland market, it had a nice bullish trend and then decided to consolidate here between 78.22 and 83.19. Really it's not going to do anything here until it breaks one of the support or resistances. If it breaks this resistance, it'll basically go to a whole new level, being bullish. If it breaks the support, then it's basically going to undergo a pullback, which could possibly lead to a trend reversal. Okay, next is basically Austria. If you look at Austria, really not doing anything at all. In fact, the daily is bearish, but the weekly is basically still bullish, believe it or not. It is kind of hanging around a support right here, a resistance here. This is the resistance. It has to sit there and break very soon. If it doesn't, this thing's going to sit there and start going downwards to 24.20. And if it breaks 24.20, this thing's going to start to reverse and start to go down. So that's not going to be good at all for this instrument. So it really needs to sit there and break that 25.69 to retest the high and start making a move to keep on going higher. So next couple of weeks will tell us everything about here, but this is kind of stuck in the middle of a range right now, and that's the Austria market. Belgium, it's slowly going up, being bullish here, kind of stumbling here, right around here, because that's a resistance level roughly around about, let's just say about 29.50 is the resistance level on this. Support's roughly going to be about 2,700, but it's kind of still bullish trending, but it's kind of stalled out and it really needs to start continuing to go up. If it doesn't, the bullish momentum is going to get weak. Let's go to Netherlands. Netherlands really not doing anything at all. Nice little move up here. Let's enlarge this so you can see this. Nice little trend up here, hitting a major resistance at 403 right now, and that's going to be a critical resistance it has to break. Support is going to be 382 for this one. That was Netherlands. Let's skip down here and go to the Baltic. So this is the Baltic here, and we'll just enlarge the weekly time frame since we haven't looked at these at all. If you look here, there's nothing really going on. This kind of has sit there and consolidated now, hit a major resistance here at 637, and it's got a minor support right here, but the major support is going to be down here at that level here. So this thing's right now consolidating in this range right now, but it's holding right now. And it's got a high probability, believe it or not, breaking this support right here, roughly around 600. If it does, it will come down here to this level, which will pretty much be the major pullback. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens in this one. But the chart does look very ugly right now. Denmark, you could see, is basically moving up nicely. It's a nice little trend that's going up, 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 up. Let's just shrink this down. You can see it's at an all-time high and going to new levels. So Denmark's really doing nice. Doesn't show any signs of weakness right now for the Denmark at all. So this is one of the ones that's very strong in Europe. Finland. Here, so still a nice trend here, but kind of stalling out this resistance roughly around 7,400. It's got to break that to continue to go higher. The weeklies definitely shows some strong bullish momentum. The daily's starting to weaken, so if this does not break that 7,400 level, this thing's going to start reversing and start going down, and may start going for its first major pullback level, which it hasn't done at all. Minor support for this one's going to be 67.21. Iceland here, you could see, is being moving up nicely. You could see, wow, this is drastically down, but Iceland basically is moving up bullish, and it looks good on both the daily and weekly time frame. Support on this guy is going to be about 366. So that's very similar to Denmark, but Denmark's still very bullish compared to any of them in the Baltic region. Norway is bullish here. You could see some signs of weakness here, but this is still going bullish. It's moving up nicely, and you could see it's trying to retest its high, which is right about here, and it actually is retesting the high here. So this is going to be the fourth time that this thing's touched this high, 2 times in 2007, 1 time in 2008, and now we basically have done that here. Now this is going to be interesting to see exactly what happens here. Reason why is you show some signs of weakness here, then it pumped out, broke this resistance, minor resistance level here, roughly around 595. Now it's going to make a move up. If it breaks the support, minor support of 591, this thing's going to start going through and start doing a medium or major pullback. The major support on this one's going to be about 570. Okay, so that was Norway. So Denmark and Norway are looking really good bullish, and now you got Sweden, and this is going up too, and you could see that this is retesting its high too, right here, right there. So this is retesting its high too, which is roughly there. So this is very similar to Norway, where pretty much at a major, it's retesting the major resistance, which is its all-time high. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly if it could break it or not. So if you look in this region, Denmark is probably the strongest one here, because this is registering new highs as we move forward. Okay, and that's actually trending a lot more than any other country so far in Europe that we've examined. Now let's go back and look at Greece. So here's Greece. Greece here, as you looked at, is slowly been going up. The resistance we have laid out is going to be basically 1836. So it's high probability getting to 1836. Then there's going to be a question of if it could break that or not. Support on this one is going to be about 1462. Czechoslovakia. This is a new one we added. If you look at Czechoslovakia, really not doing anything except just consolidating. If you look at the consolidation range, it's roughly here at the top, is right there. So this thing is just consolidating here between 856 and 1036. Nothing exciting there. Hungary, really, this is a squeeze type of consolidation pattern, and you can see that by the resistance being up here is right here, and the supports you could see are slowly moving up, and you could just outline it here from the supports like there. So this is getting squeezed where it's trying to sit there and squeeze it going higher. So we'll definitely look for Hungary to maybe sit there and break out of either that resistance there or break out of this little support here. But it's high probability if it retests here this resistance that it could possibly break it, and if it does, you have a possibility going all the way back up to 22,000 for the Hungary market. So this is definitely one we'll be watching in 2014. Poland, really nothing going on here. The resistances are, if you look at the consolidation pattern here, this thing's just consolidating where the resistance is basically 2618. The supports are slowly going up, so the current support right now, we'll just outline it to be here, is 2320. So this is basically the consolidation pattern, but this still doesn't look that great compared to Hungary that we just saw a minute ago that has the biggest potential. This is kind of ugly around the support resistances, so kind of still stay away from that one. Romania is looking bullish, trending right now on both the daily and weekly, and you can see here that it's basically broke a major resistance here, which is outlined right here, has broken it, and it's now trying to get to the next resistance. It's at a minor resistance right now, but the major one's going to be roughly around here. So it's got a high probability of coming all the way up to, believe it or not, this level here, which is 67.66. Support on this one's going to be about 59.28 for there. Let's see, this is South Africa here. You can see South Africa is kind of stuck around the 10,391 level. Really can't seem to break that at all, and it really needs to do that soon. If not, this South Africa is definitely going to go for a major pullback, which it hasn't done for a while. Turkey, really nothing going on here. Turkey's basically ranging between the 38.81 and this 43.21 range right now. However, this is a pullback here. If it goes and breaks the support, this pullback is going to turn into a trend reversal. If it goes and breaks this resistance here, it's going to go and retest the pivot high for sure up here, setting 47.50. So this range right now is very critical, where this is basically a pullback for now, but if it breaks the support, it'll basically turn into a trend reversal. Okay, so that covers Europe and countries around it. Now we're going to go to Israel, and let's go to Israel here. You can see the Israel market's been trending up, up, up. It basically held a support that we had outlined here, roughly around 48.06, and looks like it's trying to sit there and go higher, get back to the 6,000 level, but the daily time frame is not showing it to be good at all. This thing really's got to break 5,800 and start to make move higher. If not, the Israel market's going to go for its first major pullback since I would say towards the end of 2013. Okay, so definitely keep an eye on that one. Saudi Arabia is still going higher. It looks like it's trying to get to the 800 level, which we pretty much outlined. So in 2014, looks like we'll get there with high probability. After that, it's going to be a question of what happens there. Dubai is still reaching for the sky, still going higher and higher and higher. Both the daily and weekly are extremely strong, so there's nothing really to talk about on there. Minor support on this guy is going to be about 33.71. Major support is going to be about 31.35. Abu Dhabi is still going higher too, and you could see between the two. Notice here in Dubai here, you basically got a nice move up, clean right here. Look at Abu Dhabi. Same scenario here. Okay, so this is the same move up here. This one's definitely going up. Both Dubai and Abu Dhabi are definitely going up. Bahrain looks like it sat there, made a bullish move, consolidated, stuck here. Resistance for this guy, believe it or not, is way up here. It's around 1330, I would say. So we do have a probability between 2014 and 2015 to possibly get up to that level. So we'll have to wait and see as the markets move up. But it is pushing forward to get to that level. Kuwait, really nothing exciting in Kuwait right now. It's stuck at a support at basically 1060. Resistance on this guy is going to be basically a 1082, so it's ranging between those two. So you get a nice move up here. If it breaks the 1060, it's definitely going to go and do a pullback. The pullback could possibly occur all the way down to 1019 and then start moving up. If it breaks the 1019, the pullback is going to turn into a trend reversal. Oman here is bullish trending here. This is not bullish trending as much as the Dubai and Abu Dhabi market, but this is still bullish trending here nicely here. It's basically retesting the high at 69.29. Momentum is getting weaker because due to this pullback that occurred here. It's got to sit there and break that 69.31 level very fast. If it does, it could sit there and go to a whole new level higher. So definitely keep an eye on Oman breaking out for that resistance level, moving to new highs. Qatar here, this is basically going higher. A nice little consolidation pattern it had here, breaking up higher. We had a major resistance roughly about right here that it broke out of. Now it looks like it's trying to get to another one, which is right here, and then the last one over here, and then here. So that is pretty much the path we laid out for this market here. And you could see it's slowly traversing there, where I think it at least could get to about 11,500, at least let's just say 12,000. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens at the 11,000 mark and 12,000 mark. But the daily is very extremely strong, so it should be interesting. Okay, let's go up now to Asia. Let's go look at China. China is doing really nothing right now. It's actually, if you look at it, it's one big ugly consolidation pattern that's going through right now. You got a minor support roughly around right here, which is still kind of holding. If it breaks there, then the major one's going to be roughly right there. And if you look at the resistance, it's right there. So China market is really doing nothing right now, just consolidating between 20.59 and 23.14. So nothing exciting there. Hong Kong. If you look at the Hong Kong market, it's a little more bullish than the China market, but again, this is consolidating between 21,000 and about 24,000, so nothing exciting there either. Korea, this looks like one ugly pattern, basically consolidating between 230 and 272, so nothing to talk about there. Japan right now is retesting major resistance, which is 16,215. It has a possibility of breaking it, but it's got to do that fast. Major support for this market is going to be 14,754. Malaysia is sitting there trending up slowly. You can see it just moving up slowly. Resistance, of course, is going to be 1900. Support is basically going to be 1771. Indonesia, really nothing going on here. Did a pullback to about 4,000. Went up to a major resistance of 46, which is a major resistance. So really not doing anything except ranging between 4,000 and 46. Thailand doing the same thing, except Thailand now broke its support at 1304, moved down to a whole new level here. So this pullback is now turning into a full-blown trend reversal. It does, believe it or not, have a possibility of getting down to about 1050 and even lower than that. So keep an eye out for the Thailand market to possibly go lower. Philippines is holding its support around 35.10, which is a pullback level for this bullish trend here. Major resistance it has to get above is basically going to be 37.87. If it could get above that, then it could start to make a move to retest the high. If it breaks the support at 35.10, this major pullback is going to turn into a trend reversal. Definitely watch out. Vietnam, nothing, slowly progressing forward to its resistance level 18,969. Nothing exciting there. India, stuck at the major resistance level at 21,248. Remember, January and February is pretty much a down month for Indian market. And if you look here, support is basically going to be around 19,502. So we do have a possibility of moving down about 1,200 points. Sorry, yeah, so down to that level there. Australia, we've been twittering about this. If you look here, does, believe it or not, have slowly moving up. It's now starting to hesitate around here, which is not good. Major resistance level, believe it or not, is around 58.07. Still possibly can get there by the end of the year, but it's got to hold the support at 5,000. So we're going to be interesting to see what happens with the Australian market. New Zealand, it's been very, very strong. Finally decided to do a minor pullback here. Came all the way down to the support level, so this marks a support which we haven't seen in this guy at all, around 46.44. Looks like it's trying to get to its minor resistance of 48.49. So this is going to be critical to see exactly what happens here. If this breaks this, then we have the possibility of going for its first major pullback. If it breaks the resistance, then we're going to retest the high and go to 5,000 and possibly go to a whole new leg higher. Okay, let's go over to North and South America. Let's start from the bottom and go from Brazil. Brazil here is really not doing anything right now, hanging around the support at 50,590. If it breaks that support, watch out, because this thing can come down to 44,000. It's really got to sit there and start making a move, break its resistance, minor resistance level at 53,789. If it could do that, then it could start making a move upwards and establish a consolidation pattern. Right now, this is danger of actually going to a whole new leg going down. Santiago, Chile, really doing nothing. It's bearish trending, believe it or not. It held the support roughly around, say, 39.69. Sorry, held that resistance at 39.70, and slowly now trying to make a move back down to 35.32, which is its major support. If it breaks that, this is going to continue to keep on going down. Argentina, which is one of the major winners of last year, you could see here, decided to do a little pullback here. Minor resistance level is 54.89 on this guy. Major resistance level, of course, is going to be the pivot high, which is 58.44. And on here, we're looking for a pullback. The good, healthy pullback would be to about 40. Let's see what this is, which is right here to 50.10 level, which would be a good healthy pullback for this guy here. Okay, Mexico is definitely one to keep a look at. It looks like an ugly chart right now, but this is basically a squeeze where the resistances were going down, supports were going up. It just finally has the ability to sit there, broke these squeeze resistance, and now it's got one more resistance to break, which is 42,760. If it could break that, it's going to sit there, go back to 45,163, and then possibly break that and go higher. If it breaks a support at 40,798, then this thing does have a possibility coming down back to 38,000 and possibly starting a bearish trend. But this is starting to look more and more bullish to a point it possibly can break out in maybe Q3 or Q4 of 2014. The Canadian market is basically stuck at a resistance of 13,516. We'll just sit there and enlarge it. It's got a lot of resistances here to get to the high, which is 14,889. But it can't sit there and make a move. But right now it's stuck at a major resistance, and you're starting to see some weaknesses on the daily time frame, which is not good at all. So now let's go look at the three markets in the U.S. You got the Dow. You got the Dow here. Broke its resistance at 16,262. Slowly going back up. It's at a minor support now. Major support on this guy is going to be around 16,146. Okay. S&P broke its resistance at 18,000. 1817. It's at a minor resistance level now at 1840. Major support on this one is going to be 1808. 1808 has to be held on a daily time frame. If not, this thing can sit there and undergo a major pullback, which we don't believe it's going to, since the weekly time frame is still very strong. Nasdaq, you could see here, held this resistance at 35.62. Now it's trying to pull back. It's at a minor support at 35.07. If it breaks that, then it could actually pull back to a major support, which is be about 33.06. Okay, that's it for this week. It's a little long, I know that, but we wanted to make sure we covered every global market out there. If you have any questions, you could reach us here at any of our contact information. Thank you, and see you.